third map again, if we remember it.
We'll come back to that if need be.
Alright guys, take a small break and we'll be right back in game. Total Remote, second map.
Okay guys, we are back, and over here in the top left-hand corner of the screen we have the blue Terran player Strelok. Wow, stumbling over my words just a little bit there. And his opponent, the red Terran Tarson, spawning down below him. And what we have here is one of those situations where the rotational symmetry of the map does favor Strelok. If you guys just look at the push from Strelok's natural to Tarson's natural, he's able to push right up on the back of that natural, siege up. Tarson has to actually go a very long distance to defend that kind of thing. So Strelok should be pretty pleased with these spawns, in my opinion.
Alright, interesting way of looking at it. Wouldn't have never really thought it would have mattered that much in the TVT. But we'll see if Strelok is going to be that happy after all. You predicted a 2-1 for Strelok, so perhaps this is the start of his comeback.
It's the beginning. I can feel it. He's got the good spawns. He's able to make that strong tank push. Look at this, Tarson once again going for that very, very fast gas. You know, you made the observation of Tarson earlier where he gets a style that he likes and he just sticks with it. So I'm guessing he's going to open up in the same way we saw in the last game.
Yeah, certainly on this map. It just seems like Hellions are so effective on this map. It's not even funny. And I think that's something we're going to see more and more often in TVT, unless actually we are going to see a change regarding Hellions in the near future, which wouldn't surprise me that much, because I feel that the influence that the Hellion has on certain, that unit has on certain maps is starting to become a little too big.
That almost sounds like you're not a big fan of the Hellion, Roddy.
No, but not just from the Protoss point of view in general. I just think, I think TVT can be more exciting than a bunch of Hellion wars going on. But that's my own opinion, even though, it's action-packed. That's one thing that you have to say for it. The Hellion is a fast unit, which means that it's very action-packed. But I just feel you get punished a little bit too hard for having 2 or 3 Hellions in your mineral line, and you lose 25 SCVs. I think that's just... Yeah.
It's a good point, man. Nothing, I call it the great equalizer. Nothing will change a game faster than a couple of Hellions in your mineral line. And that's true of all matchups, TVT, TVZ, TVP. And, it's not something that a lot of top-level pro players have been very vocal.
Yeah, I've heard even like a lot of TVT players really don't enjoy playing like this that much, but they said like, yeah, we have no other choice. What should I do if they are actually able to make 15 Hellions and roast my army? What should I do? Try to make the best splits ever with Stimp Marines or something? That's not going to work.
Absolutely, you are correct. Now, we've got a very interesting divergence in strategy here. Strelok's actually opting for a very early expansion, whereas Tarson's teching quite hard. He's already got his factory building. He did take that early gas, like you said, resembling the game we just saw. So curious if he's going to be going for straight to the Blue Flame Hellion, or if he might show us some sort of Banshee play or anything like that. I feel like the teching player in this position, he could do a lot of damage. Is really going to be on Strelok to defend this very well.
Yeah, I think so too. I would really prefer to be in Tarson's position than Strelok. I'm not sure when Strelok is going to float over his command set. I think this is something that's going to be very important. He is throwing down that factory now as well. He is mining from 2 refineries. I take a small look at Tarson is mining from 2 refineries as well. Blue Flame is just going to be so much faster for Tarson. I guess what Strelok just hopes for is that he's going to produce a ton of Hellions straight away, and he knows that his Blue Flame is going to be later. But I guess if you survive a certain phase, and then the economy of that second orbital command is going to kick in, and also of course a couple of additional SCVs, I guess then it's worth it. But nevertheless, he's going to find himself in a tricky situation anytime soon.
This is actually really scary for Strelok, because he set himself up to take this fast expand, but he's going to be defending that with only light units, and Hellions are so good against light units. They do all that bonus damage. They just roast everything, anything and everything, as long as it's not armored, and it's going to be a while before Strelok's really able to do anything, make any units that are, good at dealing with Hellions.
Yeah, I guess all he can do is just produce more units, which he will be able to do in the near future. He's going to have those 2 Marines over here. Gets a couple of shots off on this Hellion. I guess Tarson is just going to send his Hellion back afterwards and trying to repair it. He's going to have to be careful. 18 HP left on the Hellion, but so far so good. This lonely Marine comes back. He's like, hey man, come back.
Pretty nice micro from both players there. Tarson just doing as much damage as he could, and of course Strelok just making sure those Marines stay alive. A lot of add-on swapping happening here as the Blue Flame upgrade has begun for Strelok, and he also has a reactor factory pumping out Hellions, so he might... this might be what he needs to do, right? He's going to be able to pump out so many units that he could possibly equalize the Hellion numbers and offset that Blue Flame advantage.
Yeah, I really actually like so far what I'm seeing from Strelok, even though it felt like a bit risky and he was going to find himself in a tricky position anytime soon, which he might still will. After all, we have a... no, for a moment I was confused. I was like, how do we have a Reaper over here? Why would he go for a Reaper right now? But it's not a Reaper. We do still have that one factory from Tarson pumping out Hellions, but actually I think right now this is really quite a comfortable position that Strelok is in. He's still slightly down in the SCV count, but he can catch up in no time because his command center, or actually his orbital command is already up and running, so that means more Muse as well. And he's actually going to float it over right now, and I think he should be able to defend quite.
Yeah, I'm thinking that he's actually going to be okay here, like you said. The double command center will allow him to close that SCV gap eventually, but right now the real cool thing is he's got double Mule, which is such a big deal. So Blue Flame Hellions are on the way here for Tarson. Question is, will they get those good shots? Will they be able to make the difference?
Yeah, but Strelok has so many Hellions himself. I mean, I think Tarson is going to be very, very surprised when he sees not only this orbital command, but when he's going to see the amount of Hellions as well. Wow, he gives away 2 free Hellions. Now this third Hellion, 3 Hellions dying pretty much before the fight starts.
Wow.
But nevertheless, the Hellion count was still enough for Strelok, but that could have actually gone a lot worse for Tarson than it went.
While Strelok is in such good shape now, he's got a big Hellion lead. Tarson's in full retreat here, and he's just started his natural expansion. He's trying to take it in the natural. I think Strelok could just start applying pressure here, and it's going to be really difficult for Tarson to do anything about it.
I think so as well. We're going to see that command center is more than halfway down. We have that landed Viking as well. We have that Raven spinning around like it's stopping. Oh, Strelok misrallying too. Wow,
that's
2
a
Hellions.
mistake.
He actually lost like 5 Hellions this game, or 4 I would say. 4 which did absolutely nothing, and 1 which was a little bit out of position as well. So it could, I mean, imagine he would have 5 more Hellions right now. That would have been ridiculous. There would have been no way that Tarson would ever be able to hold.
Yeah, he's still got a big Hellion lead, even in spite of that, and his economy is just looking great. Even floating that rack, so he could get some good vision here. Still no siege tanks in production anywhere. It's just basically Hellion Viking coming out of Strelok, and the same coming from Tarson.
This one SCV is going to find this bunch of Hellions right now. We have 10 Hellions exactly for Strelok on the bottom side. 3 more coming in from the left side.
Great. Oh, sorry, man. Such a great concave going down there. And a huge fight taking place here.
Yeah, big engagement right here by Strelok, but Tarson actually managed to dress the event. No, a couple of very nice shots right there by Strelok. Actually, a very, very 50-50 fight. Now we do have Tarson, after all, having to retreat temporarily with that one lonely Hellion. He still has those Vikings around. He's going to drop an auto turret. We see more and more Hellions coming in from Strelok, though. That's insane.
Strelok's got so much production, man.
He's on 3 factories. 2 of them have a reactor. This is actually very, very solid for Strelok. His Hellion count is going to be amazing anytime soon.
Yeah, and right now Tarson's producing Hellions on 3 factories as well, but he's got tech labs on 2 of them. Oh no! Looks like Strelok's actually going to get into the main base of Tarson here.
One shot.
Last Hellion's going to fall. There's a couple of Vikings frantically running back. SCV's being pulled. Oh wow, SCVs against Hellions. That's never a good fight. But brilliantly, Tarson cleans it up. That was pretty awesome.
Well, we still have 2 Hellions in the main expendable. Hellions coming from the south. Oh no, a lot of SCVs lined up right there. Excellent harassment by Strelok. Just steamrolling Tarson right now by sending in a lot of Hellions. But he's going to have to be careful that he doesn't overcommit anytime soon. Those other turrets are, by the way, doing a phenomenal job against these Hellions.
Oh, look at that. Landing the Vikings, creating a little bit of a wall there, and Strelok losing quite a few Hellions basically for free. So great control there out of Tarson. On the units tab, we can see that actually Tarson's still ahead in SCVs after losing those units. That's really surprising. Strelok's slipping a bit on his SCV production.
Yeah, he actually has been cutting for quite some time, just producing Hellion. But I actually really thought it was the correct decision, because I felt he was going to be able to steamroll Tarson. But Tarson with phenomenal defense, whether it's auto turrets, landed Vikings, or even SCVs now and then, he's been doing a great job so far. Nevertheless, Strelok is coming in once again.
Yeah, Strelok, I think he's committing too much to attacking the SCV line. He's losing a lot of Hellions here, and Tarson once again holding brilliantly. And Tarson with a big a 4 SCV lead. They're both on 2 bases. They both got the double orbital command. But I feel like finally Tarson is stabilized to the point where Strelok's not going to be able to continue applying this steady pressure.
This was absolutely phenomenal by Tarson. I can't believe he was able to hold so well. He was for such a long time, only on that 1 factory with that reactor. Even had to pull SCVs now and then. Strelok had to expand so much faster. He had these production buildings so much faster. These 2 factories with those 2 reactors, so scary. And on a certain moment I really felt, alright, this is it, you know, Strelok is going to overrun Tarson right now, but somehow Tarson is still in this, and now he's actually slowly but steady getting into a good position once again. And Hellion exchange going down near the Selnaga watchtower. I'd say once again in slight favor of Tarson. Right, that good job right there with Strelok turning around, but Tarson is not stopping.
No, Tarson basically just streaming across the map with so many Hellions. He's even got a Banshee in the mix, so he's got Vikings, that Raven there for the point defense drone, and a Banshee out. I don't think Tarson can lose from this position. I think he's going to clean it up here, Roddy.
Actually, we do have a Tor on the field, though. Tor is here for Strelok, and this Tor might actually change everything right now. The Tor is, all the Tor is being dropped once again. How much damage will Tarson be able to do? The Tor is still looking healthy. The Hellion number is dwindling for Tarson right there. He's still quite far ahead in the supply-wise though, killing a couple of SCVs here and there, but eventually the Thor should be able to hold this push, killing the Banshee right now. We have a couple of Hellions left and one mighty auto turret, which actually takes out the Hellion. Good job right there. And this other turret, new SCVs, new Banshees coming in. What is Tarson going to do? He's just going to run those SCVs, those Hellions, I mean, to the main. Oh, excellent job.
Yeah, so many SCVs going down. Great control there by Tarson. He's lost a lot of army there, but he's killed so much economy. And Strelok's economy is basically, it's in tatters right now. 22 SCVs to the 40 of Tarson's. And Strelok, who was looking so good for so long, is finding himself well behind here. That Thor coming out at really a critical time.
Tarson is playing better each game throughout the entire tournament. This is insane.
So good.
Despite all this Hellion harassment, all these fights going on, he actually managed to switch up, get tech labs on his factory right now, and he's going to switch over to tanks. He knows he's going to need something to deal with this Thor, and if he will actually have a couple of tanks out, his economy is just so much better than Strelok's is right now. Now he's actually sacrificing a couple of Hellions, but he needed it. He needed to save them. He did manage to snipe the Raven over there, so that's another good job by Tarzan. Now he's actually temporarily building a minor wall with some depots, but if Tarzan holds this, he's just going to be so far ahead. It's not even funny.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to these next couple of minutes here. Strelok has to make something happen right here. He's way too far behind economically to come back if it were to drag out much longer. Oh, nice concave there by the Hellions. A lot of Hellions are roasting, and Strelok getting a really good engagement here. Even SCVs being pulled, and they're like, oh wow, the SCVs are just throwing the AI through a loop, and the siege tank coming out, focusing down the Thor. Hellions will clean up the SCVs, and I think Tarson is going to hold.
Tarzan indeed holds once again. Absolutely phenomenal play right here by Tarzan in this game. He did almost everything correct. I felt he was behind it several times. He did come back. His defense was superb. There's nothing short to it. That's just how it was. Absolutely insane defense by Tarzan, and now he's just so far ahead. Look at the income. Look at the income tab as well. Well, actually, that's quite close. Despite having a 13 SCV lead, the Muse are doing a good job for Strelok, even though Tarzan should have the same amount of Muse. And I didn't see him scanning that well. We're gonna have one Banshee right now flying into the main of Strelok, and I don't really see any anti-air over here anytime soon.
There isn't any, and this Banshee is going to have free reign of the entire economy. There's no turrets anywhere. There's a Thor about to pop out, so that will kind of save the day when he does come out, but it's not going to be before that Banshee gets like 8 kills, maybe even, nope, just going to be stuck with 8, but still, man, you can't afford to lose SCVs when you're behind, especially when you're this far behind. Strelok is now half of the economy of Tarson.
Yeah, that's massive, obviously, and I love this positioning so far by Tarzan, having those couple of tanks over here. He's just started to research siege though, but sometimes, I mean, we all know that on-siege tanks actually have more DPS if you have a one-on-one fight than siege tanks, so even having a couple of on-siege tanks over